Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another segment of Bottom Rung Sports. I'm Jonathan,
It's your boy Pup.
here with Shawndale Jones and Chucky Humphries. Why don't you guys tell us a little about yourselves before we get started?
Definitely. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, PA. Went to North Hills, for a little bit of high school. Ended up transferring to Kiski Prep. Straight out of there, went to NJIT, and now my journey has led me to IUP, where I'm currently here in my last year. So just enjoying everything, enjoying the process, and just glad to be here.
Chucky Humphries from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. Won a state championship in high school. Bounced around in JUCO. Ended up at IUP. While I was in high school, me and Shawndale used to play AAU together. So we knew each other before IUP, and we got reconnected here. So, this is a special time to have him here when we played with each other. And, we got a brotherhood for life. But after college, I played professional in Portugal for a year, and that went well. Now I'm on a little vacation right now until next season.
Sure. All right. Yeah, that's what's up. So why IUP? You guys both kind of got drawn here. Like, what about IUP made you guys want to come here?
For me personally, just being from Pittsburgh and being from PA, just having so much pride in being here. After being at my last school, things didn't work out too well, but, I feel like everything worked out for a special reason, for its own purpose. So, I had entered my name into the transfer portal, and literally within hours or a day, Coach Lombardi hit me up and was talking about me, coming in. And at that time, David Morris, who's also a point guard on our team, he's a transfer as well. He had signed his NLI and was already, intending on going there. So I had played AAU with Dave. I had played AAU with Chuck. And it was just already an environment that I was used to. It was people that I was, going into a situation where I already knew. I had already known Coach Lombardi. So it already felt like home for me. So it was a no-brainer. I visited. After I entered my name maybe a week later, had spent time with Chuck, spent time with the team, just got to know the people, the facility, and just the area around here. And, once it was that, I had my family around me. So there was no other option. It was time to come home.
Yes, sir.
I respect that, yeah.
And I had to give Shawndale a good talk before he came here. No, we knew he was gonna get Shawndale though. Dale loved playing with me. For me, I was originally committed to West Liberty out of high school, but my SAT scores didn't meet the requirements. They still wanted me to go there in red shirt, but I just opened my recruitment back up, and then that's when I went JUCO. My first year of JUCO, IUP literally hit me up like the first week of school. And I was just like, man, y'all dudes should have hit me up like even before I got here. I would have been came to IUP. Another thing that settled on that helped me with IUP was my sister went here. She graduated from here. So I'm a little bit familiar with the campus, IUP and stuff. I was young, but she used to always bring me IUP gear and stuff. So I always tell everybody like she was part of the recruiting process at an early age. So, but yeah, my first year, we were talking with IUP talking. And then my second year, I hit Malik up because he was on the team. And I told him like, put the word in and stuff. And then that's when we got the visit figured out. And I had an offer from like every school in PSAC, but I already had my mindset. Like if I'm going to the PSAC, it's IUP for sure, like nowhere else.
I respect that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We both went to IUP. That's not quite what drove me there, but yeah, good answer,
Same here, yeah.
We'll take it. But
You go ahead.
all right. So for both of you, was there any pressure to play basketball when you were kids? Like I think you both played football. I know Shawndale played football. I don't know if you did or not, Chucky, but like
I did when I was younger because
Okay.
I'm from Aliquippa. We live and breathe football.
Yeah.
But as I got older, my love for basketball grew a lot more.
So like would you say that, like there was any pressure to play from like either your parents or your friends or even like, like coaches around you, or was it something like, once you realized you got it, you were with it?
For me,
Oh yeah, go ahead, Dale.
oh my bad. But for me, my dad, played football and basketball, and that's all he played all his life. My mom played volleyball, and she did track and stuff like that. So from an early age, my parents gave me the option to do anything, and like my dad, he put a football and a basketball in my hands since I was younger. I got pictures when I was a kid just playing on the Little Tykes hoop and being like 5 and 6 and playing little league football. So I played football and basketball both since I was around like 6 or 7 years old. Now, when I got older, my senior year, that's when I stopped playing football. I actually had a Division I offer for football. So it was just a decision that I had to make, whether I wanted to play basketball, whether I wanted to play football. But it was all up to me. But I feel like once I hit like my 6th or 7th grade year, once I started playing with Chuck and I started getting a little bit of buzz and AAU, I felt like that's when things clicked for me because, I understood that basketball was a team sport and it was a lot smaller. You can make a bigger impact and, things could just click a lot easier, especially with your team. And, I got a little grip. I got a little, a little buzz going around the city. So I felt at that moment, as I was younger, I was like, yeah, if things keep going this way, basketball is just going to be it for me. So I came to love basketball.
Nice.
For me, one thing I was always grateful for is like how my parents were with my sports. Cause I used to play, like when I was little, I played all the sports, football, basketball, baseball. They never really pressured me into like being great or nothing. Whether we won or lost, it was always like, good game. I love you. And I never really felt that pressure to like perform for my parents or anything. I've only put that pressure on myself more so, but coming from where I come from, it's poverty. It's a lot of things going on. So like sports is the only thing that we have for real. So like, that's our culture. So once that becomes like your culture, my town like invests a lot in the sports and stuff, whether it's kids playing or the adults coming and watching and stuff. And, so for me, like at a young age, I already knew like sports was going to be my way out because that's the culture around here. We don't know nothing else. We don't breathe nothing else. So sports going to be my way out. Luckily though, like all throughout, even high school, college, pros, like it's never been like from my parents or anything, any pressure or nothing like that. They pretty much like, let me get my wings and let me learn to, like fly on my own and stuff and take, even like with my college recruiting and stuff, like I handled all of that stuff on my own. My parents really didn't get involved. They trust me to, not be grown, but like, make grown decisions on my own. And they know, like, they told me like, you live with your decision, you go with it, you don't back down from it. So, I mean, like, that's one thing I always be grateful for is, just not having that pressure from my parents or anything and just learning to want things for myself, not because my parents want it or my peers want it or coaches may want it, just wanting what's for myself because that transition from, I wanted to play football, but like my love for basketball grew a lot. So I like, once my love for basketball grew, I just dropped the football I just invested a lot into basketball. And, I just manifested it that I was going to like achieve stuff and make it out in basketball and do things with it. And, those things started to come into place as I was putting the work with it together as well.
Cool. Yeah. Both of y'all hella good players, man. Like I'll say that for sure. And, IUP definitely got lucky with both of y'all. And
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So now going to the future now. What's the plan, whether it be basketball wise or a backup plan? What's the plan for both of you guys after, or in Shawndale's case, graduate, or Chucky, and like in the upcoming months, years? What's the plan for both of y'all?
For me, You want to go there? You've been going first all the time.
But yeah, it don't matter. You could go.
Nah, you just took a pause, so I didn't know if like that was for you.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for you to go, but it's cool. I'll go. So for me in the upcoming, months and stuff like that, we got a big year, big last season coming up. Like I said, the team that me and Chuck was on, it was a bad situation, not a bad situation, but it was just the way the situation was with COVID hitting and everything like that. I really think that team could have made it to the Final Four and competed for a national championship. We didn't get to play last year, but this year upcoming, I really think it's going to be a big year for us. I don't want to put too much pressure or speak too much about it, but I'm just confident and, being the captain and my teammates that I think this is also a year that we can make a run at a national championship. So I'm really excited for that. I graduate after this semester. So, I'll be done early. I'll still probably do some classes next semester, but after my ultimate goal is definitely to play overseas. I believe in myself, my teammates, a bunch of guys on our team who are seniors or who have the ability in later years to play overseas just because of the culture and the guys that we have around. So definitely playing overseas and, making a career out of it, being over there for, multiple years. And then when I come back, I got dreams and aspirations of opening up my own businesses and, sports broadcasting and just, staying close to sports because, that's what has my heart. And that's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Feel you.
One other thing to piggyback on, we was talking about pressure. I think also at an early age, I learned not to feel pressure during sports as much, like not to feel scared or anything. Cause like I said, coming from where I come from, like I learned to be grateful for a lot. Like I used to come home to eviction notices on my door and stuff, or like, it might be nothing to eat, or we got to split the last couple pieces of bread or something. So like for me, I understood like there's no pressure. It's just a game. I go out here and play a game. This is my safe haven. This is another area for me to get away from all that stuff, because that's real pressure and stuff. And especially when you become an adult, now you the one that got to pay them bills and stuff, or got to put food on the table. So I meant to piggyback on that too as well. But going for my next step, last year was like a real experience for me, going from like one of the top 3 teams in the country and, what I believe that we definitely would have won the national championship, like without a doubt, to being like taken away like that, so it was a big experience for me because now, all right, basketball's over, college is over, like COVID's hitting, you're in quarantine. I didn't really spend a lot of time home with family and stuff. I just, spent time to myself trying to figure my life out and what I'm gonna do. And I learned and grew a lot, from that time because it wasn't easy for real. And I learned to like not be as much as entitled to everything. Like, for me, like I said, like I want to play professional, but it just looked like it wasn't going to happen for me because, throughout the summer, I was getting looks and stuff, but, nobody really took me in. And plus COVID was here. So nobody really wanted to pay, travel, bring Americans over because of all that stuff going on. So I learned to not be entitled. And I already like told myself, like, if I never was going to play professional, I'm okay with that. Like I'll find another purpose in life. Like I got a bigger purpose in life than just basketball. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. I know there's a couple teams right now. It's like free agency and stuff. So like I'm on a little bit of a vacation. I could get a call again. It may take until December or not, but if not, I'm not really worried or stressed out about it. I learned to, not let basketball soak up my identity and just be bigger than basketball pretty much. So, and if I don't hoop, then I'll just, inspire the next generation to just be the best version of themselves, whether it's basketball, playing music, whatever the case is. You want to be a doctor, I just want to inspire them to be that in the best way that I can.
So kind of to piggyback off, like, what you said about people like not trying to be entitled. So like, what do you think about the players out there now who are, going into college thinking like, oh, if it's not D1, I'm not going to take it. Like, I'm too good for that. I'm too good not to be D1. Like, what would your advice be to those kind of people?
I would tell them to just, first of all, tune out all that extra noise and stuff. Yeah, I think you're a high school kid, 16, 17, 18 years old. It's other kids that like follow that hype and stuff. And that's all. Because like I said, I've seen all of that. In high school, Equip, we breed football players. So there's always that one out of the bunch that's going to go D1. And usually they get like a bunch of hype and a crowd around them and stuff. And, the followers and stuff. I would just tell them, don't go into that route, stay humble, stay to your close peoples, your close circle, because it's going to be a lot of people that want to get in on it, but they don't know about like the nitty gritty hours and stuff, like all the hard work, sacrifice. They just there for the good stuff, not all the extra stuff that come with it. So, don't follow that hype and just learn yourself at an early age. Like, for my for the accolades and stuff that I had in high school, like I wasn't tripping whether I went D1 or not, for real. Like, I knew I wanted to go somewhere where I was going to win. So I never really tripped or like made it a big deal to go Division 1. I just wanted to go where I fit, because all in all, you don't want to be like bouncing around the transfer portal and stuff. You don't want to end up in the wrong situation or wrong fit. So just, try to stay humble, have some old wise people, like, some older folks who've been through that, try to get the right people in your corner, not just some young guys that never played the sport you ever played, or like some guys that just be talking, because they'll, lead you to somewhere that ain't the right fit for you, but you just trying to chase hype and followers and whatnot. So it's just a maturing process at that age, for real.
All right, what about you, Phil? Like, I know
no, good.
No, I was gonna say, like, we went to the same high school, so like we, like, for people who don't know, Kiski Prep, pretty like big sports school, definitely needs a lot of good athletes. So like, especially for you, like, what, like, same question as Chucky, like, what would you say to the people out there like scoffing their heads at D2, D3 offers?
See, what I would say is, like I said, coming out of high school and being from Kiski Prep and everything like that, I'm not gonna lie to you. My eyes were set on D1. Like that was my idea since I was a kid. It was D1 or bust for me. Because I felt like I deserved it, which I do. And, I still feel that way. I deserve everything I work for, putting the time in and doing everything that I need to do to get Division 1. But it was also a situation where it was just like, that was a dream of mine. So it was like, I'm going to work and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get Division 1, because that's everybody's end goal. But now looking back at it, in retrospect, and it's just like, what I would tell kids is I would say, go where people want you to go. Like, go where you're wanted, because there's a lot of people who go Division 1 who end up in a transfer portal, or go to a school and the coach is iffy about them and they're their third choice or their fourth choice, and then they just end up on the bench. I would say enjoy the process, enjoy high school, and just weigh all your options at the end. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and say Division 1 is this for me, or I have to go here, because like even before, I left NJIT, like I was still thinking about going to another Division 1 school. And when IUP called me, I was a little hesitant, but then I looked at the school. I understood that my friends was going to be there. Family was going to be there. I understood what kind of level that they play at. Like there's a lot of great Division 2s out there. And, it just happened that, God put me in the right position. And now I'm at one of the top 5 in the country. So it's like, that's all I would tell kids. I would just say, go where you're wanted to go, and go where you're going to be appreciated, where people appreciate you and they care about you and they're look out for you. No matter what happens with basketball, life is going to take its course. But as long as you got people in your corner who's going to support you, who's going to help you get your degree, who's going to make sure you give your all in every aspect of life, then it doesn't matter what level it is. Just enjoy it, because everybody knows the ball stops one day. So you just got to go wherever you could play, get as much playing time in, and just enjoy the process, because you never know when it'll be your last game.
Mm-hmm. And if you a dog, don't even worry, for real. Like you really ain't got much to worry about. Like if you know you about your stuff and you put that work in, like it ain't too much to worry about, and just learn to trust God with it. For me, like I always like to prove people wrong. I think that's probably one of my biggest motivations. It's like I won't do what everybody else do. I'll do my own route. And the first thing they say, "Oh, you crazy? He ain't gonna do that. That ain't gonna happen for him." And then I'll turn around and do it. And like, I'll stay humble with it and not say nothing. But like, I switched over to basketball. "Oh, Chucky, you crazy. Y'all ain't gonna be good in basketball. Aliquippa never been good in basketball. Y'all ain't gonna win no state championship. You ain't gonna get to college or nothing." Okay. A year down the road, we won our state championship and ain't lose a game for real. And I got scholarship offers and stuff, and then those people, they disappeared. Yeah. "Oh, you ain't gonna make it to no good school or nothing." Okay, got the IUP, won some more championships. What all right, where them people at? They left. "Oh, he ain't gonna play professional though. He ain't gonna play. He went and did that." You know what I mean? So like, for me, like it's different motivations for people and stuff. And like for me, like I know when I don't have genuine people around me, and like I actually like it though. Like I like when people doubt me or say negative things and stuff, because like I control this body, this vessel right here. I control what this vessel can do. Can't nobody put their fears on me. So like I want kids to know that too. Like, don't let somebody talk negative to you or say that you can't do something. You do whatever you want for real. Like you could actually really do that, do whatever you want. And I feel like I'm living proof of that. I did pretty much everything I set out to do, plus some. So I ain't, I feel like, don't let those doubters get to you as well. Let them doubters motivate you. And you ain't got to shut them up or nothing. You ain't got to say nothing to them, because it's your life, Okay, you said that. I'm going to go put my nose in the dirt, go work hard, go do what I was supposed to do. And then the next thing you know, they'll stop talking for a little while, because then they're going to be looking dumb.
If you got haters, you're doing something right. That's how I always say it.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm loving this interview though. These guys are
professional. They're doing all the talking for us.
It makes me want to run through a wall right now.
I swear, like, Chucky got me wanting, I don't know, to succeed in life.
It's good stuff though.
Yeah, it is.
We're putting on a good show so far.
Yeah, that's my main goal. I just want to inspire people. That's all.
Respect that. So, not only, are they basketball players, more likely they're basketball fans.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
We gotta ask this question: who was the GOAT in y'all's eyes? MJ, Kobe, LeBron, anybody else that's thrown in there?
Oh, there's no one else in that contention.
Listen, I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna end the debate. All right, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna end the debate. There is nobody greater than LeBron James. Okay, he's the greatest player of all time.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Listen. No. I need you to sit down. I need you to sit down so I can school you, please. I want you to understand what I'm talking about. All right?
Let's hear it.
All around, listen, LeBron is top 10, top 15 in every single category. When it comes to the end, he's going to be number one all time in scoring. He's going to be top 10 in assists, top 10 in rebounds. When it comes to playoffs, he's the number one lead in score, lead in minutes, lead in wins, win percentage. I mean, LeBron's just the greatest player of he's the greatest player of my generation. He's the greatest player.
We're the same generation.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, but I'm saying, like, of what we watched, he's the greatest player ever. Now, I saw Kobe. We saw Kobe. That's little Jordan. That's baby Jordan. That's Jordan Jr. Okay, we know it. And I ain't really watched Jordan a lot. Now, I've seen highlights and I've seen his greatness and I've seen everything that he does. But in my eyes, LeBron James is the best player that ever lived. He could do everything in any category, any era, whatever you want him to do. He's just the best to me. That's why I say LBJ is the greatest. Now, when there's a reason they call him king. There's a reason they call him king.
Chucky, you go before I go.
No, for me, I don't even get into all that stress. I just appreciate basketball. Like, I don't debate over who's the GOAT or not. I just appreciate it for real. Like it's hard to because I really try to look at the realistic standpoint of things, and it's hard to like debate who's the GOAT for real. Cause like, and how everybody else doing and stuff. Cause like, a lot of LeBron fans now just be disrespecting Jordan and like his greatness and stuff. And Jordan fans on their side, they be disrespecting LeBron as well. And it's like, that's not how you prove your point on who's the GOAT. Like, that doesn't even make sense. You know, so then it's like, it's not even an argument. Guys are just, it's not even a debate. It's like an argument for real.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, for me, Kobe's always been my favorite player ever. Like, it's just Kobe. But I like his mentality and stuff. Like, that's, you know, what helped me think through situations and get through stuff how I do now. But like, for me, I don't really, they all GOATs for real. Like, you can't just have one GOAT because it's always going to be something different.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, LeBron's great in every statistical category, but like Jordan went and got it done.
6 for 6.
Yeah. Like, and on top of that, like, I'm watching these games and stuff, and I'm watching stories about cats trying to guard Jordan. Like, like dudes real life feared Jordan. Like, they were scared of him for real. Like, and he went after and got it done for real. Like, so I mean, it's all types of ways you could look at it, but I don't know. Like, I don't really discuss about GOATs for real. Kobe's my GOAT. I appreciate LeBron. I appreciate MJ. I appreciate all of the NBA. I don't really get into the GOAT talk.
I appreciate your answer. Yeah, GOAT talk for real. Like, sure. I appreciate that answer. But Shawndale, I'm coming at you real quick. I'm coming at you. But in my opinion, you know, it should be greatest of our time because obviously, like, we didn't see Jordan play. He was the greatest of his time. You know, Kobe and LeBron could be the greatest of our generation's time. Like, not even to piggyback off what Chucky said, like, obviously, like, all three of them, probably the best players any of us, any generation has ever seen. Easily. Mm-hmm. But to talk to Shawndale real quick, Jordan did not have Kyrie Irving or Kevin Love. Yes, he had Scottie Pippen, but Jordan was 6 for 6.
Okay, I get it.
LeBron is like what, 3 for 7?
Oh, you're right. No. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
So that's my argument for the GOAT. That's why I think Jordan's greatest of all time. Athletically gifted of all time, that's LeBron James.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. LeBron's mine, but you know, I've always played and coached basketball like through Kobe, how his mentality is and teaching that. And I like Chucky said, I appreciate Jordan too. You know, it's really hard, but like if I really had to choose one, I'd go with LeBron. But you know, they're all three. Just it's too hard to decide.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, if I had to, it is.
Of course. And if you appreciate basketball, you know that all three of them is all amazing players in their own right and in their own, you know, different aspects and stuff like that. But, you know, that's who I grew up on. Like, you know, a lot of us grew up in this era off LeBron and Kobe. So that's the only two that we could really say that we watched every single game or really, you know, stayed up with the statistics. So, you know, but if I was able to watch Jordan, but I respect Jordan's mentality. He didn't care about who it was. Same thing with Kobe. They don't care who's in front of them, what it is. They just going to get the job done. They're going to make sure they win. And they want the ball in their hands. So it's just like, you know, I'm a Jordan fan. I'm a Kobe fan. But LeBron's, you know, my favorite player. And that's just how it is.
So, you know, kind of sticking with like, you know, NBA, who do y'all think is winning the NBA championship this year? I feel like I don't even got to ask you.
Listen, you don't have to ask me because you know exactly what I'm going to say. Like, listen, he's the only player not the only player. Let me not say that. But, I mean, he went to the finals 8-9 times in a row. Everybody's calling him old. Everybody's calling him washed up. I mean, he still averaged 25, around 7-7. So if that's washed to you, then, hey, he's an amazing washed player, the best washed player I've ever seen in my life. So, I mean, with LeBron, Melo, AD, who else do we got? Westbrook. Don't forget about Westbrook, but don't even forget about the bench. You got Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk. Look, they might even get Kevin Love too. It's a lot of pieces still being put together. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you Lakers in 5 or 6.
Oh, that's surprising. Couldn't have seen that coming. All right, Chuck, what about you?
Listen, I'm a LA fan. Like I said, I appreciate sports, so I don't be going crazy or nothing. But I've always been an LA fan. What I will say is, the first time in my life I've been tired of being an LA fan because of LeBron's fan base coming to LA.
That's fair.
Shawndale been cool though. He ain't grinding my gears right now. These other LeBron fans I see on social media, man,
Wildin'.
Yeah, it's true.
But the NBA, I mean, the way it's looking, I mean, teams are looking crazy. In the West is like the craziest. You still got Luka in them.
Yeah.
Luka, he been exited out the first round a couple of times, but he's still never a joke.
Bro, but Porzingis is healthy again this year now.
I don't think Porzingis wants to play with them because Luka wasn't really giving him the ball. There's been talks about that, but the Clippers,
yeah.
And like my main thing is everybody sleep on the Golden State Warriors. It's so crazy how people are quick to forget. And Steph put up an MVP season with like nobody for it. They didn't have nobody. And I keep telling guys, all right, watch for the Warriors. Like they still have that championship core. They just faced a couple injuries and players flip-flopping in and out of there. Don't forget about the Warriors. They still have that championship dynasty for real. The Splash Brothers, like who's gonna guard the Splash Brothers? And honestly, like, well, now they talking. I don't know what the deal is, but Ben Simmons, he's been trying to get traded for real.
Yeah.
If he go to the Warriors, it's over.
Yeah. I think
because the floor is gonna be spaced out because of the shooters.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna have to trade some good assets for him though. Like they'll probably trade Draymond or something because Draymond and Ben will probably be like the same thing, but Ben will be younger, more athletic, can defend more. It'll be kind of the same. They'll put Ben in that power forward spot or whatever. But I mean, that would be interesting to see though. That would be very interesting. So I mean, for the finals this year, I don't know. And you still got the Bucks, the Nets. Who else in the East ain't, East
the Heat are on the come up.
Oh yeah.
I got 4 teams that I think is going to compete for it all because a lot of people sleep on them. Well, 3 in the West, but obviously the 3 in the West. I got 3. I got the Warriors because we could do that. We could do Clay. We could do Steph. We could do Kuminga coming in. They got players off the bench. Forget about Wiggins. They got Wiseman coming back who was hurt. That team's crazy. Don't forget about Denver, who was just playing without Jamal Murray, who tore his ACL. He's coming back. He's going to be a huge asset for Denver. Don't forget about them. And then you got the Lakers. Okay. And then in the East, we all know about the Nets. The Nets have to. And then the Bucks. But my finals, I think it has to be Lakers and Nets. And this is why I say that. Because LeBron has to see KD. Westbrook has to see KD. And it has to, and LeBron has to see Kyrie. It has to go down. It's fate. It's fate. It has to go down.
It really is.
They've been saying this for Kobe and LeBron to make it to the finals, and it never happened.
That's fair.
Everybody's gonna gas this finals up, and it's not gonna happen. You still got the Jazz. I feel like the main contenders from that. I feel like the Warriors are going to be like the dark horse. And I think I'm not sleeping on the Lakers. That's still my squad. Mm-hmm. So like if the Lakers make it there, then okay, like I'm not gonna be surprised, but like I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make it there either. So I don't know. It's gonna be a good interesting year this year. And another young and gunning team that I'm interested in seeing is the Hornets. I mean, they got a great core with LaMelo, Miles Bridges, PJ, Gordon Hayward. Like don't sleep on the Hornets in the next few years for real.
For sure.
Maybe even next year, honestly.
Like, I think it's such an exciting time to be an NBA fan. Like, the rookie classes that we have had in the past 2 years, we've been spoiled with. Straight athletes, like straight dogs out of the gate. Like, and like people are all like, you don't have to have a super team to be a contender like the Nets, or not the Nets, the Suns. Like, they had CP.
Oh yeah, we ain't even talking about the Suns.
Yeah, like they don't even have. They have one All-Star, one former All-Star.
Yeah,
but it works. Like it works.
Yeah, Suns got a great system, a great leader with Chris Paul, and pretty much everywhere Chris Paul went, he left his mark there. They won and stuff. I mean, they got a great young core: Cam Johnson, Markel, what's his name?
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges. I mean, they got a lot of good talent, and they're young too. So that'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Anything else?
It's a great year.
It is.
I'm gonna go with Lakers just because I'm too big of a LeBron and Westbrook fan to not go against them. But everything these guys have said is true. There's too many good teams, and it's gonna be a battle, and it's gonna be fun to watch and just enjoy. It's exciting to be watching and seeing all this because soon enough you're not going to get LeBron, you're not going to get KD because they're getting up there in age. So we're going to enjoy the ride right now, and it's fun.
See, I want to ask these dudes the question we've asked every guest, that we've had.
Which one's that?
Could they beat us in a 2v2? But I feel like with them especially, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Why would you?
Because Chucky's tall as fuck. Shawndale's not that tall.
Not even
but
tall.
he's
They're both.
athletic.
They're just
All right.
dogs.
All right, listen.
We're hosting a podcast. The one that IUP about to win a championship. The other one was overseas.
Hey,
and we're hosting a podcast.
Listen. Shawndale knows me way back. He and I go way back. He knows I'm not scared. He knows I'm gonna talk my shit. So I'm gonna talk.
Listen.
Jay Lape, I think
Lape's always going to talk, and Lape's going to hit a couple jumpers.
Hey, Jay Lape,
Lape's going to hit a couple jumpers.
I think I seen you active in the hub a couple times.
It, bro. You know it.
I ain't sleeping on you. I'm gonna just say, I think I see you active in the hub for real.
Let us know in the comments who you guys got. We might have to make a video out of this.
For sure. But yeah, this was a good interview.
This was a good.
I want to talk to these guys forever, but
yeah.
Fortunately, Zoom only gives us 40 minutes to talk to these guys, and we're on 2 minutes right now.
Yeah.
This was fun. This was fun, man.
They're
definitely going to be a part 2 to this.
For sure. We got a lot more to talk about with these guys.
This is inspirational.
Hey, whenever y'all need me on here, whenever y'all want to talk, I'm free, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, I love podcasts. It's whatever.
It's crazy because I've known Shawndale since I was in 13, and he's always been an older brother to me. Always looked up to that dude, and same with Chucky. I've only known Chucky for I met him my freshman year. These guys are genuine nice guys, nice people. They have everyone's best intention at heart. They're both goofy as fuck, but you gotta be goofy. But their links are in the description below to their Instagrams. Definitely go give these guys a follow. Go watch Shawndale this year at IUP. Big things for both of them. And we'll definitely, when Chucky gets that call, whenever team he's on, we should definitely have a part 2.
Yeah, definitely
have a part 2.
Watch the old highlights, Sam. We living in the past.
Hey, my bad, bro. My bad.
Oh man, but we only got a minute left. I'll make it quick. I've seen Chucky play. I went to Ambridge right across the bridge. So I know all about Chucky. I think there was a game I saw while I was on the bench. He was playing, because I sucked as a freshman, sophomore. He was killing it. And, as I watched him throughout the years at Aliquippa, and he had that mentality, that dog mentality, and that was just cool to see. And it's cool to see what he's doing now, and I love and respect it. And I've only seen Shawndale with his highlights. I never talked to him, but he's a cool dude right now, and I love seeing him play too. So yeah, man, this was just awesome to have y'all both on here, and it's much appreciated for real.
Yeah, and that
having us.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you too. Hey, y'all stay blessed.
Yeah,
man.
Stay blessed.
God bless.
Appreciate y'all, man. Anytime. It's all love.
Yes, sir.
That's another episode for Bottom Rung Sports. Just got to shout out all the guests that we've had on. We appreciate every single one of y'all so much because this was such a spontaneous thing. All right, well, I gotta hurry it up. But basically, thank you to all the guests. Thank you for all the love and support.